Hello, all.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of The Unfiltered Grapevine. This is
A.
And this is Jay. And we're going to try to do this again.
Thank you all for putting up with us.
Yes, and we're going to remove the background noise of the music. And I think we got everything back to a normal setting here. So today we are going to go through our lovely deck of topics, and we're going to pick up a subject to just muster through. And you can tell she's already laughing at stuff.
Throwback Thursday. Share your most embarrassing moments. I don't think we're there yet.
No. Well, other than these recordings we've been doing, this has been very embarrassing.
You speak for yourself. I don't really care.
Come on, you don't want to have dead space. What do you?
All right, I'm looking.
You're not supposed to look. You're supposed to just
I know, but
shuffle through the deck. And
I did.
pick a
It
card.
says I did, and the first one says "Ask me anything," which no. And then the second one was the one that I said, which I'm like no.
Well, so much for
Record
using
copy
random
with
cards and finding the
Shush.
topic.
Oh, share your bucket list. Hey, we just did that
We
one.
did that one in the past episode.
Discuss a trending topic.
Trending topics are all woke. Let's avoid that
Okay,
one
so
too.
see you later. We're doing great here. Play Would You Rather. No. Okay, let's not. We're not playing Would You Rather.
No, we have.
All right, I'm going to shuffle.
We have a whole nother deck of cards for what would you rather?
What would you rather? What are you? Who are you?
I don't have it.
Are you Elmer Fudd? Oh my gosh. All right.
Well, no, wow.
3 silly mistakes to avoid in life from your point of view.
Recording a podcast so you don't know what you're doing. Okay. Okay, let's look at that again. No.
Oh, the thing.
Yeah,
okay.
let me actually read it. 3 silly mistakes to avoid in life.
Oh my gosh. Don't do a
That's it.
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
3 silly mistakes to avoid in life. Everybody, I'm sorry I'm repeating this over and over again. Why I quit blank? Ooh, that would have been a better topic.
So let's do this one.
Well, we'll get back to it. We'll do 50-50.
Okay. Now leave it out.
We'll leave that one out. We have this one.
I can't quit you. Sorry.
Mistakes to avoid in life. Running naked in the street would be,
What? I'm going to assume they mean like normal things. I mean, what? I think that's just common sense, right?
Unless there's an earthquake and you're sleeping in your,
In the nude?
in the nude, and you just have to run out and all you have is your socks.
Then I don't. Okay, number one, if there's an earthquake, why are you running out?
Because you think your house is going to collapse and you're trying to look for safety.
So if your house is going to collapse, wouldn't you? Never mind. I'm not. No. Nope.
Silly mistake. Don't say stupid jokes.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that's tough.
That is very tough. So tough that I've repeated it 3 times. So
Should we pick a different card?
I think we're going to go to the second category.
The why I quit?
Why I quit.
All right,
Blank.
we'll leave. Yeah, okay. We'll leave this one to the side.
We may come back to that.
Yeah, that one's tricky.
That is very tricky. Why I quit blank. Why I quit my job.
Why did you quit your job?
Well, that would be one.
Oh no, I think the question is like if there's something that you quit, like let's say soda or
Smoking.
smoking or whatever. Eating red meat.
Drinking a lot.
Going
out to the bars every weekend.
Yeah, like whatever. Yeah, whatever that looks like
Yeah.
for you.
Well, thanks. Put the pressure on me.
Well, I'm going to go right after.
Well, why don't you go first?
You took the card. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Jay. Give me the card.
A.
I'll start there. Gosh.
This has been a great introduction to this episode.
You know what? They get to know who we are and our quirks and what we're all about. So,
Or they just, by this point, 5 minutes in, have said they are gone crazy and we're just going to shut it off.
you know what? I don't like your negative attitude, so I suggest you stop. You know what? I quit negativity.
Very nice.
I quit. Actually, I really have quit negativity.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. It wasn't really the thought that came to mind, but that was the word vomit that came out my mouth. So, yeah, I have definitely quit negativity. I have cut out a lot of people in my life that no longer serve a purpose in my life, or that have only
Dragged you down.
dragged me down and have only, I'm not going to say the word used per se, but really it felt like wasted space and wasted time, that I just didn't feel my energies were going in the right direction when I was with those people. So I just chose to cut it out. And I limit myself, because obviously you can't always, cut everything from your life, but you can limit the amount of time that you are with them. And you can also cut the etherical cord that is connected to them, where you're like, you know what, your thoughts toward me don't matter. And that is one of the biggest things that I have learned to cut, specifically in the past year.
Yeah, well, I mean, and people grow differently and stuff and see things differently. And unfortunately, we both witnesses sometimes in relationships, people take more than they receive. Mm-hmm. And
when you say relationships, it could be friendships, it could be
romantic, family, anything.
All of it, yeah.
All of it.
Work, yeah.
Where it's more of a, pull versus a pull.
Yeah.
Take.
And not to say that they're bad people or whomever is involved. Not to say that they're necessarily bad, but they are not the kind of energy that really balances you out.
Correct. But it also puts a strain on your life, just in general.
Yeah.
I mean, if you become a full workaholic, you don't have a social life because you're always working. It's not a healthy balance.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to make those choices and make those sacrifices.
Yeah.
Find something that gives you more of that balance. Mm-hmm. Be it, as I said in this example, work, or in a relationship, or with family. Sometimes you have parents that are overbearing, that are hovering over you, and you just need a space to say, hey, I am an adult now, kind of back away a little bit.
Yeah.
Or a romantic partner that is always on top of you, and it's just like, no, it's, I got to focus on my needs, not just your needs. There's always those. Yeah. There's got to be a balance.
Yeah.
So that's very admirable that you're getting all that.
Thank you.
Why I quit, I'm just going to, from past episodes you've all heard, I changed my lifestyle, just in general.
Yeah.
I used to go out all the time, go to bars, hang out with people, go to different locations, stay out late at night and all that. I totally did a 180, and I'm more of a homebody now. I enjoy just staying in the couch with my dog, watching movies, and just being more laid back. Mm-hmm. So it's not all that hustle and bustle and phoniness of, interacting with certain people and all that stuff. And it became healthier. Yeah,
just keeping up with a lifestyle that really didn't suit you, really.
Correct.
But you kept doing it because it's what you knew.
Yeah. And kind of got caught in. Got caught in it, because if I didn't do, and I said this before, it was kind of a catch-22 in the previous episode. If I didn't do it, I felt empty, but then by doing it, I was still empty. Yeah. So because it wasn't really satisfying. It was kind of just going with the flow, and it was a routine.
Yeah.
I need to get back away from that.
Yeah. And I'm going to disagree. I don't think it was going with the flow. I think it was because flow is your energy. I don't think that was really your energy. I think you were just going with the status quo.
The motions of
Yeah.
routine.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom line was the routine.
Yeah.
It was a routine I knew. It was a routine I was familiar with. It was a routine I kept on going.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to mess with it. But I did a Control-Alt-Delete, reboot, change cities, change lifestyle, became more DL, down low, and I'm a lot happier for it.
Yeah. You are. You can see it. And I believe it was the last episode that we just did that you were talking about, or we brought up that when you moved out here, you slowly start to change and you can actually see the light coming back, like your soul coming back into yourself. Not that your soul has ever left and you weren't dead, but well,
I was a zombie there for a little.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of were, so you were like the color came back to you and
I'm making her laugh.
The color to you started to come back. There really was more. I don't know how else to say it, but there was more life in you, energetically is what I'm saying. How you spoke was different. The ¿cómo se llama? What is that called?
As you could tell, she's partially Latin.
What do you mean partially Latin? I am. I'm fully, not partially. I am fully. What is that called?
¿Cómo se llama la cosa?
Like the spark in your eyes. I couldn't think of it in English. I'm so sorry. Like the spark in your eyes started to come back. You're. I know that your eyes are brown, but there is just more behind your eyes than there was before.
Well, I appreciate that. That's long-term friendship.
I could say that.
She could say that. I would say that it's gotten better for me over the past year.
Yeah, for sure.
Because a lot of, again, rehashing, I think it was the last episode, things that I thought I wasn't going to have is now happening.
Yeah.
And part of it is, again, the relocation and everything. I mean, the job I have right now, that is my 9 to 5, so to speak. I'm well respected. I'm well compensated for. I put in normal hours that doesn't exhaust me, burn me, where it overloads and dominates my life.
And you're appreciated.
And I'm appreciated.
Because it's not just about the money. It's also the fact that you are genuinely appreciated.
And that is, a plus. Many times I work my tail off for average money, and it just was exhausting, and
I have quit jobs because of it.
Yeah. So it's, and I have done the same in the past too, where it's just like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Is it worth the headache of all this for what? And then I fall into that trap of then going out at night. Not that I was an alcoholic or anything like that, but that then you're using that as an excuse for that release from the stress and going back and forth, and then that becomes your ping pong, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until you can break away.
Yeah.
I don't have that now. She's okay. She's starting to laugh. She's giggling.
Sorry, I just thought of a silly mistake to avoid in life, but go ahead.
Well, we'll return to that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I just had a visual in my head. I apologize.
Because I was going ping pong back and forth with my head?
Yes, actually, yes.
I was nodding back and forth, left and right, and she started giggling at it when I said ping pong. Or let's go modern, pickleball.
Pickleball is so much fun.
That's what I hear.
It is a blast. Okay, so number one, I suck at tennis. Like, I always wanted to play tennis, and I suck at it. I'm like a golden retriever chasing a ball. It's terrible.
Now I'm giggling, but I'm holding it in so it doesn't go.
It's not good. Like, I have tried it so many times with my sister ever since high school. suck, just absolute suck at it. And then racquetball wasn't terrible. That was a lot easier for me. Ping pong sucks for me. I think it's when I don't have boundaries. I have all over the. I go all over the
she
place.
has no boundaries.
No, zero. That's not true. I have boundaries. Ish. I mean, they're blurred just a little bit.
Continue
but
going.
I have boundaries with people I don't know.
Continue,
With people that I trust.
Continue going.
I have a lot less boundaries. But anyways, and then we started playing pickleball, and what a freaking blast that is.
Yeah, I could hear it all the time in the back of my house because there's a whole league and they're playing constantly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it does get rather aggressive. Like, you can see these people, like there's tournaments online. Like, you can watch
There's
them.
a whole new league now.
It's, okay, number one, it's crazy how talented these people are. Like, no joke.
There is a professional league
yeah.
now for pickleball.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
on ESPN.
Yeah, I know. It's
crazy.
amazing. But anyways, I got overly excited about pickleball. Holy smokes.
Yeah, you did.
But it was fun. Carry on.
I totally lost where we were at.
Yeah, I did too. Hooray, pickleball.
All right, pickleball. So,
I just sounded like Betty Rubble. Go ahead.
I was about to sound like Yogi Bear there for a minute.
I don't remember what Yogi Bear sounds like.
Hey, boo boo, where's my picket basket?
Oh my God. Shh.
Sorry for the copyright infringement to Hanna-Barbera for that voiceover.
Mine was not unintentional, so don't come after me, okay?
Okay, so we'll go back in circle. We'll
Okay.
go back to the silly mistakes that
Okay.
came to mind when you were seeing me shaking my head.
Okay. The only one came to mind.
Okay.
And okay, you want to talk about no boundaries? I'm going there. Okay. So as a woman who has given birth,
We're about to close my eyes.
and no, I'm not going to talk about that. Well, no, actually, I am. So, as a woman who has given birth, it is silly not to wear I'm sorry, gentlemen, for having to say this, a panty liner or some sort of barrier between yourself and your underwear after giving birth, because more than likely, if you sneeze, cough, or laugh, you might pee yourself. So it is a very silly mistake to not do that.
Okay.
You're welcome for that amazing visual.
Well, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is your PSA for today's episode.
Sponsored by Poise. We're not sponsored by anybody, but
We're not sponsored by anybody, but at least it's not Depends.
that is true. One day.
One day.
Hopefully not.
No.
I do Kegels.
No, I don't.
Oh, yes. Also a silly mistake not to do Kegels. Super silly mistake. It's super important to do that. Because it helps your vaginal walls strengthen so that you're not having to pee later on and have accidents on yourself. You might not need to, but some people out there might.
Okay.
Hey, this is silly mistakes to avoid in life from a woman's point of view. I'm just saying, Kegels, people. No one knows you're doing it. Just squeeze it and let it go.
So I'm now going to quote G.I. Joe. The more you know is half the battle.
No, knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle. You even know the quote better than I do.
Of course, I used to watch the cartoons. I had a crush on G.I. Joe. Are you joking me? Heck yeah. That's right. I didn't want Ken. I wanted G.I. Joe.
You
What's
wanted
up?
G.I. Joe?
It's actually a very true story. I'm not even lying about it.
That's what happened. Oh, okay. We got probably 10 minutes left for this episode because we're trying to be, give you as much as we can here.
Because, what we have is just not enough.
It's just, it's just worth every cent of a second.
What are your silly mistakes?
No, going back to G.I. Joe.
Oh, okay.
when I was younger, I was friends with these two twin girls in the Midwest who had Barbies, but I had the G.I. Joe. And when they came over and we would play, I think I was 9 years old. Yeah, we had.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
My Barbies were with G.I. Joe. I had one Ken doll. Everybody else was G.I. Joe.
We had a menage a trois.
Okay. Yo, come on. There are children listening.
It was French.
They might know French. They learn a second language.
But I'm just saying, G.I. Joe was with 2 Barbies.
I'm sorry, parents, French parents that are teaching their children French.
I'm sorry to have taken this to a rated R versus a rated PG.
Good golly, sir.
But
Go ahead.
It was a memory that came to mind. Again, how does a 9-year-old, 10-year-old come up with these things is beyond my.
Well, what's going on in their home is what I got.
So,
anyways, so what are your silly mistakes?
Saying that story is probably one of them. I don't make mistakes.
Well, that's a mistake.
That's a mistake.
That's a mistake. Well, that's a flat out lie. That's not a mistake. That's a flat out lie. We all make mistakes. Lord knows I have a trail.
There's a history.
There is a history. Luckily, I have a little bird behind me that just picks them all up. Just pecks at it. Yep.
Tweet, tweet, tweet.
Yep. It's a fat bird, though. All the mistakes I've left.
And it's not on Twitter. Even though I said tweet, there's no Twitter.
No Twitter. We are definitely not on Twitter.
No. Did I? No. Never mind. I had to think about it there for a minute. Did we create an account for that? But I don't remember if we did or didn't.
I don't think we did.
I don't think we posted on it.
Yeah.
Even if we did, I don't think we posted on it.
No.
That would be a mess. I don't really know. There's probably so many that it's just so blurry that what's a mistake and what was reality.
Like, what's a mistake that you have made that you have passed along to a friend of yours that you're like, you know what? I've made this mistake. Don't do it.
Fall in love with the bartender.
Technically, didn't Matt Damon fall in love with a bartender and they're still happily married?
Don't date a bartender at the bars I went to.
Fair enough. I don't think that has to do with the bartender. I think that has to do with the actual individual.
Oh, that was me. It was all me.
You're like, no, that was me.
It was all me. It had nothing to do because the girls did their job. It was totally me.
Hey, what other advice there?
And I think it's almost time for this episode to end. Let's change the subject. The episode's got to end.
Nope. Mistakes.
She won't let me get away with anything.
No, I'm a woman. I don't let anything go. Bah, ha, ha. Just kidding. I do. Typically, because I forget.
Remember, children, never drink and drive.
Well, that's true. That could definitely cost a life.
That could cost a life. It could cost you headaches. It could cost a bunch of problems.
Yeah.
And even when you're sober and they still arrest you, it's a pain in the butt to deal with.
It is, but these are heavy. Yo, man, these are not heavy mistakes. These are silly. Like, I mentioned some silly things.
Yeah, but I can't remember. All my mistakes have not been silly. They've been serious.
Oh.
I can't.
Really?
I can't think of a silly mistake.
Really?
Yes.
They've just been like legitimate. Like,
they've been legitimate. Like, oh,
right,
crud.
so let me see if I can think of a third one. I mean, I'm sure I have plenty, but I off the top of my head, I can't.
It's a tough. It's actually a good card, good question.
Yeah.
It's something we probably should have reflected on before we started recording.
Yeah, that's not how we do things. So
no, that's not how we do things.
No.
So
I know that you would rather really sit down and ponder the question and be thoughtful about the answers and write things down.
Again, it's let's repeat previous episodes: spontaneity
Yeah.
and preparedness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not as spontaneous. Although 6 years ago I was quite well, that wasn't quite spontaneous because I had planned for it.
Oh my God. You're right.
Well,
Even when you're being spontaneous, you plan.
well,
Yeah. Meanwhile, I call you up the other day. I'm like, hey, you want to go to California this weekend? You're like, no. I'm like, all right, I'll go by myself. Bye.
yeah, that's
And then I ended up not going because it was like raining.
yeah.
Like cats and dogs over there.
Weather was a damper.
Yeah.
And under normal circumstances, I probably would have, but I had to think about the dog and taking care of him. Although now,
Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking. It's my mistake.
being an adult sucks, even when you have a fur child.
And to be fair, I didn't have my daughter at the time.
On the
so,
week for that
yeah.
weekend.
Even if I did, I'd probably just take her with. So
Yeah, which would have been fine.
yeah.
You would have been a perfect bonding weekend. Together.
Exactly. Love the bonding moment.
No, but 6 years ago, this weekend actually, I flew to London.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
But it was a spontaneous decision to go this weekend, but it was arranged 3 months ago because I had to. It was based on a ticket sale for a concert that was happening this weekend 6 years ago.
Okay. Was that the chorus?
That was the Chorus.
Gotcha.
The Irish band, the Chorus.
Yeah.
They had a reunion. They were performing in London. And I made the spontaneous decision at that point to buy a ticket to go to the concert.
Okay.
So
technically that was spontaneous.
it was spontaneous,
Okay.
but it happened 3 months prior.
Right, but still,
right.
the fact that you made a decision on a whim and you followed
went
through, that is spontaneous.
Woke up 3 o'clock in the morning to be 10 a.m. ticket sales London time
Yeah.
to buy tickets. Got second row VIP for the concert at the O2 Center. And once that was purchased, I was like, I guess I got to buy an airline ticket now.
There you go. And you know what?
And I bought the airline ticket.
I consider that spontaneous. Good for you.
and I was gone for 5 days.
See, there's still hope for you yet.
There's still a spark.
There it is. There it is. See, people? Don't give up.
So, but yeah,
Don't give up. Be a little spontaneous.
this would
Do
be-
a little things.
would
Shake
be-
things up.
but the worst thing about it is I almost missed the concert.
But you didn't.
No, I didn't.
There you
I
go.
was almost.
Don't worry about what almost happened.
Just
What did happen?
I was hungover the day before.
Did you get there?
This goes back to silly mistakes.
Okay.
Don't mix vodka with champagne.
Why would you even consider that? That sounds like an awful idea.
That was a very bad decision.
Yes. There you go. Silly mistake. Never mix drinks, people.
No, never. If anything, yeah, just kind of
Stick with whatever you are.
Yeah, it'll ease the pain the next morning.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I went to this club. The first night I was there.
Yeah.
Was drinking vodka cocktails.
Yes.
Because at the time that was my staple.
Sure.
But then I met a girl, and I, with the girl, bought a bottle of champagne for us to share together, and that did me in the next morning.
Yeah.
Yes. So
I guess better the champagne than her. So there's that.
Well, it was a Saturday. The next day was Saturday, the night of the concert. I woke up hurting.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
And I wasn't normal till 3 p.m., 3 hours before I had to get to the arena to go to the concert. But I made it.
But you made it.
I did make it.
Focus on what you did do, man. Forget what didn't happen.
And then...
Or what could have or should have or
coulda, woulda,
whatever.
shoulda. So, yeah, 6 years ago. That was my last grand adventure.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree. You moved here.
That wasn't an adventure.
Well, I disagree because your entire life changed. I absolutely think that's an adventure. You found yourself. That's an adventure that most people don't go on.
That was a reboot. That was definitely a reboot.
Yeah. Look at that.
All right.
Back to positivity. That's
right.
right, y'all. That's how I do things. I told you. What did I quit? negativity. Oh, show.
All right. So
Anyways.
we're going to end this show
Yeah, this is A.
with Jay.
Thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully you laugh and giggle and
I just hope you stayed
enjoy.
for 30 minutes of this recording.
Okay, enough of the negativity. Of course they're there. Hello,
Hello, people.
it's me you're looking for.
We're not going to go
okay,
there again.
we gotta go.
Thanks for listening. Follow. Look up our website. Become a Patreon member if you.
Who
like
are
to
we?
support.
Who are we again?
UnfilteredGrapevine.com.
There we are. There you are.
We appreciate your support. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to the Unfiltered Grapevine. Please visit our website, unfilteredgrapevine.com, and become a Patreon member, or visit our merchandise shop and purchase one of our several products. Like and subscribe. We'll listen to you next time. Thanks again. Bye.